So according to my points, Mission King of the Baggers, MotoAmerica provides for us. Kyle Wyman, James Rispoli tied up 123 apiece in this championship. Bikes are in gear, lights are on when they're off, we're rolling. Here we go, and it looked like a really good launch from the 33 of Kyle Wyman.
Yeah, it really did. And O'Hara was just a little tiny bit late, but let's see if he tries to do anything. Nope. Kyle keeps it nice and tight down into turn 1, and then you see Hayden Gillum moving into 3rd. James Rispoli slots himself into 4th, so the loser on that run down to turn 1, unfortunately, was the 50 of Bobby Fong. So he's going to slide himself back to 5th. You see Travis Wyman and Jeremy McWilliams battling just behind him right now, so they're going to single out before they get through turn 4, and it's the same 2 guys up front that we saw yesterday.
8 laps scheduled for this one. Top of your screen. Screaming Eagle Harley Davidson on that road glide is Kyle Wyman, the former #1 plate, running the 33. And that team showed up this year with this unbelievable paint scheme on this Harley Davidson. But it's Tyler O'Hara on the #1 trying to hold on to it as they go up to the corkscrew. This is kind of the pace that we saw from Wyman earlier in the weekend when they run the 3-lap challenge race.
That's right. And the 2 factory, or the 2 Harley Davidsons from Vance and Hines are the 2 that are taking up the chase on these guys, and those guys ended up going 1-2 yesterday, but neither, I don't think, were happy, although Hayden Gillum was a lot closer to the leaders than James was. But they want to try to take it to these boys up at the front and show some of that Vance and Hines power.
We look off in the background, I believe that's Bobby Fong in 5th place. Oh, and it looked like a big mistake. Yeah, a big mess is Travis Wyman trying to find some real estate onto the front straightaway.
See Max Flinders in there as well. Max has been riding really well on the baggers this weekend, and you can see he's just in there now behind those 2 Indians of McWilliams. So Max Flinders up to 7th, I think.
What they're developing here in Mission King of the Baggers, it looks like the #1 plate makes a huge mistake, goes sideways. That's going to relegate Rispoli to 3rd and Hayden Gillum on those Vance and Hines motorcycles to 3rd spot. What I was saying is that a lot of these parts are available to the dealers that deal with Vance and Hines. And so there's dealers that can upgrade their models to what these Mission King of the Baggers have, and that is really attractive for Terry Vance. A 1:28.897, fastest lap of the race so far. That's
obviously he's struggling just a little bit as he's falling way back now off our lead trio bikes.
Kyle Wyman handily leading this group, this trio of Harley Davidsons.
Oh, Max. I just did it to him, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Unfortunately, on the M3 Revolution Performance motorcycle, Max Flinders down in this one, who's had a great run this season in MotoAmerica across the board.
Oh, yeah, he goes off in turn 6. Probably there's a dip in the middle of turn 6, some ground clearance issues maybe on these bikes, obviously as heavy as they are. We don't see that young man fall very often. Greg. Max is a guy that everybody loves in the paddock, and I'm bummed because I just got done saying how well he's riding these bikes. I was watching him on Friday, and he got up to speed really quickly on Friday, so shame to see that.
A superb run down into the corkscrew. All the while, Hayden Gillum again has put himself in a position just in case disaster strikes to win another race. Now, what about the factory Harley Davidson versus the Vance and Hines Harley Davidson in terms of top speed as they come across the line to take the white flag, the final lap of the race? We're talking about 142 miles an hour versus 142 miles an hour. So here at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, Jason, it's not the fastest in terms of top speed. We don't have a big straightaway, but the important thing is that Rispoli and Wyman's motorcycles in terms of that top speed are very close, and that's what Vance and Hines has been working on for the last year or so.
And the reliability also is incredible that we've seen through these big teams as far as the reliability and the money they've put in the R&D to get these bikes more reliable and as fast as they are. I mean, Greg, 28.9, these are like super sport times that they're running, and top super sport times. We saw Hayes and Chavi Fords in the 7s yesterday, but our 3rd place guy was 28.0. These guys are in the 28s right now, and you can see Wyman doing exactly what you'd expect champion to do as he's just starting to get away.
He ripped turn 6, a great drive out of turn number 5. This is where Wyman has been super strong. In through the corkscrew. Oh, a little wide there, but he's going to be able to get a turn. There's some lap traffic up ahead. So Rispoli He's got a gap to make up, and it is nearly impossible to make that gap up here at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca unless something happens like lap traffic. And Jay, it might be into turn 11, the 199. Kyle's got to go up the inside. Here comes Hog Spoli. He's trying to make a lunge. Kyle's got it turned. He makes it through this time. And the run to the checkered flag. And Rispoli shakes his head. It's going to be Kyle Wyman with a big victory over Rispoli and Hayden Gillum. And it's going to be an all Harley-Davidson podium here in Mission King of the Baggers, race number 2. And Kyle Wyman goes personal best lap of 1:28.822 on his final lap, as does Hayden Gillum.